Okay, so today we're going to be playing more bots, and in this particular case, we were playing the Girl Scouts, which is rated 900. I am not exactly sure, uh, like how close these ratings are compared to when you play humans. I heard that the bots that are sort of lower rated can be sort of overestimated. I'm thinking, and then as you go further up, it sort of gets closer to like the real ratings of like when you play humans. So I'm playing black here, and I'm going to be playing the Girl Scouts. So she plays D3. It's called the Mises opening, according to this. So what do you want to do here? On principle, you want to control the center, right? By establishing one of our pawns in the central, um, in the center. So here we can play either E4 or D4, Capablanca, sorry, D5 rather. So Capablanca preferred this move because it's protected by the queen. And I think this is a reasonable move. So let's play this. And sort of here in Kettering. So now we're sort of seeing like this King's Indian sort of structure, but it's on the white end. So this is typically called the King's Indian attack, or again transposed to that. And strongest move in the opening is the developing move, and you want to develop your knights before your bishops. So let's bring the knight out first before we bring out our bishop. And here we can continue with this move, bringing our knights out before bishops. Typically you want to put this pawn here, so controlling more space and more space in the center and controlling more central squares. But I'm gonna play on principle, bring our knights before bishops, so we have no theory memorized. We're simply playing on principle here. I mean, it's not a great move, but it's a principle move. That's the lesson I wish to impart here, right? Don't depend on theory, depend on principle. So in principle, we bring our bishop out now. Bishop out. And we want to bring our other bishop out, right? So our main idea here, no memorization, we're simply developing our pieces accordingly. So let's bring our pawn up first. We can bring our pawn out here just to bring up our bishop, or we can bring our pawn up here, right? On principle, we want to control the center. So this move controls the center better than this move here on e6, playing e6, right? So we play e5 instead. So we allowing our bishop to deploy to these squares. So here we could simply continue like this, or we could continue like this. I don't want to play this move here precisely because this pawn needs some defending. So I'm going to play this move here. I know this is going to allow sort of white to destabilize our position here, but this is where the bishop is most effective. And I know sort of he can hunt down this bishop. So for example, if I play bishop here, first he attacks. And then if I play bishop here, then he attacks the bishop again and wins it. So considering all things, I would say bishop e7 is probably the best move. But this move is not a blunder by any means. It simply loses a bishop here. Bishops are slightly better than knights in middle game positions, and if the position sort of opens up in the center. So I'm going to play here. The idea is to castle early, right? So we're not going to attack just yet. Notice we're not attacking just yet. We are trying to play on principle. So now he attacks my bishop. I could simply take here. So let's count how many. So to sort of like figure out if you're going to win a pawn or not, you have to count how many attackers and how many defenders. So it's one attacker, two attackers, three attackers versus one defender, two defenders, three defenders. So I cannot win a pawn here because there is sufficient defense for white. And do I really want to take this? I would much rather have him take, right, and give up a space advantage. Consequently, I'm going to back up my bishop and bring it here. So if he takes me, at the end of the day, I feel I should have a centralized queen. So takes. I have a space advantage here. Notice my pawn here is in the center, is in the fourth rank. His pawns are on the third rank, so this gives me a space advantage. And I speak about this in my course on chess essentials, basically describing what a space advantage is. So let's see here. This exchange is good for me, right? Because if you notice, this bishop is very strong. It's a strong defender of this weak color complex here. And I speak about color complexes in my course, chess essentials again. So we just take here. Okay, this is just a blunder. Just leaving the bishop on pre. So you should always look out for what your opponent wants to do in terms of captures. And if you notice that I had this capture here, he would not have played this move. And this move also underdevelops. So let's take a look here. It developed here, and then he went back, underdeveloping. So this is against all principles, and it's also a blunder in addition. So takes, so he pushes. I could take this guy here out, but I still want to play on principle. I still want to continue on principle. So castling is the best move here. This rook isn't going anywhere. Okay, again, very bad move, opening up the king position. So here we want to open up this file. We want to open up this file. We want to continue. Again, we're not going to take this rook because this rook is not going anywhere. So now we can take it because it can run away, so to speak. And now I can simply continue taking, simplifying. This guy's going to be taken next. And I can simply take this guy. We have this little fork here. If he wants to defend, he sort of defends here. And here I have this move, which threatens to win the queen. And we are also bringing the rook to a more active position from a passive position. So let's open up the position here. We're not in a rush to give a discovered attack just yet. And here I could give this discovered attack, simply winning the queen. I also have this option here. So I'm gonna play here. The idea here is to allow for this check by the queen. Here I have several checks. Here I have a check. Here I have a check. I feel like this check should be superior because it allows the queen to attack, which is the strongest attacking piece in general. But should I allow that? Yeah, I feel like this is okay. Yeah, this is okay, right? We want to bring as many pieces to the attack as possible. Attack en masse. That's the principle of attack in general. And now I have some ideas here. So if I play here, I still have the attack. If I play here, I still have some checks. So I'm gonna continue just simply attacking the rook. I mean, there are many ways to win this position. This is a threat as well because it's pinned. Is this a good idea? Well, you know what? I could simply just win material here. Many moves win, and I'm deciding that this is simple enough. So he plays here. I could take here. I could push with check. And I'm just going to push with check, right? Yeah, let's push with check. And we can give another check here. And now just bring this knight in. Very good move here. Very close to checkmate. And now I could simply play here. Or I could play here. Let me play here. And now I can simply play here, but I'm not going to do that because the queen can take it. So I need some good preparation first. I could simply play here as well. And now checkmate is simply unavoidable, so I could also take here if I wanted to. But yeah, let me just play here. Straight mate in 1. Okay, he sacrifices. And simply mate. Okay, yeah. So yeah, here he just simply missed it, like a simple capture. underdeveloped, played f4. And so let's just look at his mistakes here. So very passive opening. Ready. This is a mistake here. Strongest move in the opening is the developing move. So this is not a good move here. You want to develop your pieces before you're moving your pawns in the opening. Typically, like opening pawn moves in the opening to control the center or to allow for your pieces to develop. So he didn't do that. And this move is more passive than say this move, for example. Okay, that's a good move developing, I guess. Then this move opening up the position when you're down in development, you still have to develop this guy. It's somewhat suspect. So here we keep the tension. We don't want to take. Taking is a mistake typically because it allows your opponent to get into a more active square. So we avoid the exchange. And here he sort of goes back. So that was a mistake. And here this is not a developing move again, right? So I just castling early. It's a good move. Here, just weakening the king's position, opening up the central structure here by dissolving the pawns in the center. So this is again is a mistake. And here the rest is simply history, right? So yeah, so some simple mistakes under developing, making pawn moves in the opening. So some basic principles that you have to be aware of here.